It's not woo-woo, and here's why. Not all breathwork practices are created with the same intention, and to go along with that, not all practitioners have the same intentions or trainings either within these practices. So within the whole realm of breathwork, there are so many sub-tiers of different styles of breathwork, and even within those styles, there's even more sub-tiers of different trainings that a person may have experienced. So for today's video, I'm going to break down 3 common misconceptions of somatic breathwork. If you have been curious about this practice, I definitely invite you to go ahead and check out the description box below. I have a variation of links, whether it's in person, locally, or virtually, whether it's group or one-on-one. I have 2 different options there. Definitely take a look and learn more about this practice and why I got into this work in the first place. But for the sake of today's video, let's dive into those 3 common misconceptions that you probably have heard at least once if you've been anywhere around the wellness space or of course with breathwork. And the first one is going to be that breathwork, even specifically somatic breathwork, is woo-woo. Honestly, I don't even know where the term came from. I hear it all the time, and it honestly I just kind of laugh at it now because I truly know the power and the biology and the science behind this type of breath work, but it truly is biology based. So you go through 2 different types of breathing patterns within a somatic breathwork experience that does allow your body to tap into non-processed emotions or stressors or even traumas that your body has been ready somatically to move through. So think of your body like a balloon. What happens when a balloon fills up with more and more and more air? Eventually, it is going to burst. And that is exactly what happens within our nervous system in our lives when we have too much import and not enough export or output within our soma, our bodies. So what this practice does is allows you the space to move through that, to literally breathe through these stored emotions or stressors that your body's ready to release so that you then have more capacity to show up for yourself with more resilience, better rest, and stronger relationships. And by doing so, you then have more capacity to face life's challenges. Let's face it, they're not going anywhere. Life is full of challenges, different seasons, and we all have the responsibility to decide how we move through that. Somatic breathwork is just one example of how our body is designed to use our God-given breath to breathe through these struggles and barriers in a safe, secure environment. So that is the first misconception, that it is woo-woo. The second is that it is religiously affiliated. So somatic breathwork has absolutely no religious affiliations or ties. I know that different other modalities that might bring in breathwork do have some religious ties or connections. Somatic breathwork, as I just stated, is pure biology, pure breath, only your breath, breathing through these stressors, allowing your space to process, allowing your body to actually digest what it's been ready to move through. And something else that's really, really cool is that your body knows. It knows exactly what it is or is not ready to breathe through. So oftentimes people come into a session and they're looking to move through a certain struggle or stress that they've experienced. And they're expecting their body to release that and to then breathe in that reconnection, that regulation. But that is not how somatic breathwork works. Your body might need to process through something completely different that you were never expecting on a mindset level. And it's so often that we're working from our mind and not giving our body the space to breathe through something. And that's what's so beautiful about a somatic breathwork experience, is that you get that space for just your body to go through these very simple breathing exercises that becomes really in tune with your body. You start to not even have to think about it. It becomes almost robotic, and your body begins really almost to breathe on its own. So that's what this space allows. No religious ties to it. Of course, like any modality, I definitely encourage you to find a practitioner who is aligned with your beliefs, your morals, even your religious affiliation. So that way you can have pure alignment and connection and feel really safe and secure in receiving somatic breathwork. Now, the third common misconception is that somatic breathwork is yoga. So often those who are just unsure about what breathwork is in the first place, and definitely somatic breathwork will say, Okay, so yoga. And I'll respond, it's exciting for me, honestly, to have this opportunity to educate and to share. But the only connection here is the breath, being that in yoga, breath is very much a driving force of the movement. And then obviously somatic breath work, the breath is the driving force. But you can think of yoga like breath in motion, and meditation is like breath in stillness. And then somatic breathwork is the ability to fluctuate between the two. Breath in motion, breath in stillness. You get to decide. You have full control over your breath the entire session, the entire somatic breathwork experience. So I hope this alleviates some very common misconceptions that maybe you had today coming into somatic breathwork. Maybe you've had concerns. Maybe you've experienced, something negative from past breathwork experiences. I hope that you come with greater peace and understanding. And if working with me feels aligned and you want to learn more about these experiences that I offer, again, check the description below, and I would love to connect with you and see how we can bring more rest, resilience, and deeper relationships into your life. I'll see you in the next one. Besos.